Alright, so today another video about training programming, and in today's video we're gonna talk about deloading or deload weeks. Should you do them or other ways to actually accomplish the exact same thing? Now first and foremost, let's ask ourselves what a deload actually is. A deload week is simply a period of time, mostly a week, where you decrease training volume to allow yourself to recover from accumulated fatigue that you acquired earlier on in that training block. You do this by pretty much halving the amount of weight, sets or reps that you do. Now the word accumulated is absolutely essential here, since every single time that you're doing a workout you're always going to get some fatigue, but it's only when that fatigue accumulates throughout a training block that you actually need to do something about this, and that is where a deload week actually comes into play. So a deload week essentially falls into the broader category of recovery management. This is one way to approach this. The other way to approach this is actually building an ebb and flow of intensity into the program itself, therefore removing the need for deload weeks altogether. So let's take a look at a program where this is actually not built in. So we're going to look at a very simple linear program where the weight increases by 2.5 kilograms every single week. So as you guys can see, the linear progression does not stop. Weight keeps improving every single week, and this is where you plan in deload weeks every 3 to 6 weeks to allow yourself to recover from accumulated fatigue. So deloading in general is advised whenever you run programs where the weight does not stop increasing or the volume does not stop increasing as well. So one of those two scenarios, you will always implement deload weeks, or you also have programs where you always work above 80%. In that case, it can also really be beneficial to implement deload weeks. So the last example shows you how most people program their training. So that is why deloading is recommended for the vast majority of people every 3 to 6 weeks. However, once you actually learn how to program a lot better, you actually build in an ebb and flow of intensity into your program, therefore removing the need for deload weeks altogether. So let's take a look at a program where this is actually built in. So once again, a very simple linear program, but as you guys can see, right after we actually finish our sets of 10, weight slightly decreases to actually allow ourselves a week where the weight is lighter and the intensity is lower. Therefore this 3x8 at about 12.5 kilograms kind of acts as a deload week. However, it is actually built into the program itself. And then after this week, you simply build back up by 2.5 kg increments every single week. However, this kind of challenges like linear progression, since you kind of reset and then build back up. So it kind of starts to look like wave progression a little bit. However, this is actually how you build in an ebb and flow of training into your program itself. Now, this is certainly talking about linear progression. Step loading and wave loading have this built into the program itself, because with wave loading, like let's take a look at the two training blocks of Juggernaut, the 10s and the 8s block. The first week of your 8s block is so light that you actually recover from accumulated fatigue on your 10s block. So you don't need to do a deload week if you're running this type of wave loading program. Step loading, the exact same thing. After week 3, you'll always have a drastic decrease in volume since you're going from 5 sets to 3 sets. So that week once again kind of acts as a deload week and allows you to recover from a lot of accumulated fatigue. So in those last 3 examples, it really doesn't make that much sense to actually plan in deload weeks. So I personally would definitely recommend you guys to do so. However, it's really never a bad thing to take a bit of a break from training. But I personally only do so whenever I'm going to go for a holiday or a few days away or whatever, because in that scenario, training is never going to be ideal. So I'll simply take a few days off, and that acts as a deload week, even if I don't have to deload necessarily. And then to pretty much finish off this video, I would just like to tell you guys that deloading should never be a blanket recommendation. It should always solve an issue that you have in your training, so a lot of accumulated fatigue that you need to get rid of. And that is kind of why I feel like I was wrong in previous videos, since I kind of just recommended it every single time that you hit a plateau. So today, here I am rectifying that by simply saying it really depends on the program. If you have it built into the program, they don't need to, and if you don't have it built into the program, it definitely makes sense to deload every 3 to 6 weeks. And with that being said, that's what I want to talk about in today's video. So without further ado, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video. Any more questions or video advice or video suggestions, let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and latest.